Hey guys, it's Brandon, aka B.Rich Beauty, aka your beauty best friend, and welcome back to the channel. Today, your beauty best friend is bringing you a how-to and a one-on-one for brows, darling. So as you can see, he's a little naked. So we're gonna jump right into it. So you know what to do. Grab that beverage and or juice and let's get this party started. Let's go. Brows, because you know they say the eyes are the windows of the soul. So if the eyes are the windows to the soul, honey, then the brows have to be the shutter. So we got to make sure our shutters and our brows that frame our face are on fleek. Is that still a word? Fleek, right? Okay. So we're gonna talk about some brow how-tos, some must-have for brows. We're gonna do brows together and then we'll recap. But let's talk about brows and the 4 types of brows, right? So, you know, for those that don't know, make some notes. So for those that don't know, there's 4 types of shapes to brows, right? So you can have an arched brow, a slightly arched brow, a round brow, and a straight brow. You know, ask Janet Jackson, straight brow on deck. So what does an arched brow look like? Well, it's gonna be a brow that has a nice, sharp, definitive arch, like so. A slightly arched brow is kind of like mine. You can see that there's an arch there. A round brow means that there's no strong arch and it's slightly rounded from the inner to the tail, almost like a la McDonald arches. And then you have somebody with a straight brow, honey. Again, no arch, Janet Jackson. Let me tell you something, I love her aerodynamic brows. They're straight and up away from the face. And then you have 3 types of brows. Sparse, my brow is considered sparse because I have hair consistently throughout. But if we get real close, because y'all know, y'all my beauty besties, you can see that my skin slightly peeks through on the tail end of my brow from the arch out and a little in the inner as well. Now these are my light stripes. I don't ever cover those up. But and the same thing over here, sparse and sparse, right? So you have sparse, you have partial. Most people with a partial brow has like the front part of their brow and then the rest of the brow takes a lunch break and never comes back. And then you have someone with a full brow. Baby, full brows are the bee's knees because they don't need anything. You can just whisper the product in and it's like, oh, your brows are done. A full brow, all hair, you can't see skin, it's not partial, it's a nice, full, healthy brow. All right, so you got it, you know your 4 shapes, and now you know the types of brows. So then let's talk about how to measure your brows. Do you guys know how to measure your brow? Take a sip. We're gonna measure the brow, okay? Take something thin, a pencil like so, and then you just kind of wanna line it up. From the outer corners of the nostril to the outer corners of the eye, straight up, should be where the brow starts. Haha, his brow starts where it needs to be. Then from the outer corners of the nostril, straight through my iris to be the highest point, that's my arch. And then from the outer corners of the nostril through the outer corners of the eye should be where the tail ends. So I need just a pinch more product. And essentially, that's how you measure your brow. So let's talk about the different types of products that you can use and the effects that it's going to give you. I like to have a host of different types of products depending on my brow mood. So if I want something that's really soft, not noticeable, I typically like to go a little bit cooler, especially when using eyeshadows because the brow hair has normally a cooler undertone anyways. So I will use shadow, different depths of browns. These are actually like the eyeshadow palette I keep in my kit so that way I can work on any complexion. But you'll notice like I have dark chocolate that has a little bit more of a grayish undertone. You have a mid-tone brown, a little bit of a lighter brown here that's still cool. And this one is a little bit more of an ash gray, okay? So I like this if I just want to fill in. Oftentimes I'll use powder if I'm working in a full brow, just with like an angle brush, just to kind of paint in product where needed. If I want a little bit more of a structured brow, I either go the pencil route or one of my faves, which is this brow marker that we will talk about in a minute because I'm going to do my brows with this. And another great tip, after you do your brows, you can set it with a brow set, whether it's clear or tinted. We're going to use this as well. And this is also great if you have a full brow as well because it just kind of grooms everything. So you have different options here as you're doing your brows, depending on the type of brow you want. Whether you want something soft or a little bit more dramatic and pronounced. Now let's talk about color. I think you should go about a half shade or a shade lighter than your whatever hair color you're rocking. Now, obviously, I'm black. I'm not gonna do black brows because I'm not a Disney villain. I rarely use black for brows. And unless you're the color of this shirt and you need black brows, baby, go a step lighter, okay? So I'm gonna start out first by using the Eyebrow Styler by MAC in Spiked. I love this because it's dual-ended. It has a nice little spoolie that can comb my brow up. And I love to brush my brow up as I get older because it gives me a little bit of a lift. Look at that. Let me just comb this down so you can see the difference in the power of brushing a brow up. Let's brush this one up a little bit more. Look at that. Doesn't his eye just look a little bit more lifted? And I'm all about lifting me up to where I belong. So I'm gonna use this first to mark out and map out the brow, and we'll go in and we'll continue to fill in. So again, measuring out, I'm gonna come a little closer for y'all, okay? Measuring this out, corners of the nostril straight up. I like to make a little tick mark. So we'll do a little tick mark here. See that? Corner of the nostril straight through. This is the highest point, so I'm just gonna draw right here with a little bit of pressure. Boom! And then from the outer corner of the nostril through the outer corner of the eye, gonna make a little tail there. Now I'm gonna do a combination because I want my brows to not be too natural. I want a little oomph, but I'm not gonna go super dramatic, and I'm not gonna carve out my brow with like concealer, top and bottom, that's 3 shades lighter than my complexion. I'm not gonna do all that. But I'm gonna show you how I like to teeter in the middle with you all. So I'm gonna take the pencil and we're gonna underscore first. And underscoring is basically just drawing out the foundation and the shape of the brow. And then I'm gonna do the same thing on top, right through here. And I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna pull down and connect. So I have my shape of my brow. What I like to do now is go against the brow here. See where there's a sparse? You wanna go against the brow here to get the product on the skin. So that way it lasts longer and you're able to fill in. And because we're beauty besties, I'm gonna give y'all my tips and tricks. I'm gonna use more than one type of brow product. We're gonna use the Shape and Shade Brow Marker by MAC. It has a marker on one side, love it. This side screws off and it has a sponge tip like this that allows you to groom the brow and lays it down. So this is a real fun product, but I like it because it gives you individual brow hairs to make it look super natural. Give it a little shake. I'm going to use the actual tip and I'm going to just paint in a few hairs through the front here just to make the brow appear a little bit fuller. You can even connect underneath if you want that line to be a little bit more dramatic. And pull out. I'm gonna do the same thing on top. Notice I'm using super short strokes for that hair-like effect. And if you want, you can even go back on top just to make it a little bit darker, right around here. By doing this, this creates a really nice, realistic, 3-dimensional brow for yourself. Do I look brow-tastic? Let's do the other side. Y'all see that brow? Ooh, come on, brows. We're gonna use the other side. And from the arch out, we're gonna just gently dust a little bit of that powder on top. And it's like a pomade. Look how smooth the brow goes. Ooh, yes. Super silky and keeps it in place. So the great thing is you now have seen what each product kind of does, but because I like a nice 3D brow, we're gonna take the Fibre Boost Brow Gel. And if you guys see my other videos, y'all know I use this all the time because I love it. It volumizes, it keeps things in place, but we're gonna take the Fibre Boost Brow Gel and just in the front here, we're gonna take that and we're gonna brush our brows up because again, I like to look lifted and it helps to just soften things up some. Just a little. And so this is gonna give us volume because it has little fibers in it, short and long fibers, and a hollow fiber as well that's shaped like a little heart that coats each brow hair. Voila, and now our brows are on. I'm just gonna go back with the spoolie, just kind of soften up a little here. And here's my tip. Y'all know He don't do concealer like that around his brows. But what you can do, take a flat brush, grab your favorite powder in your complexion, and just take a little of your powder underneath the arch, and you can slightly clean up that way. Because it's your complexion, it'll still look nice and fresh, but it won't be so illuminated. See the difference? I'm gonna do a little up top as well. Just right around the arch to really make that pop. And there you have it, Brows 101 with your beauty bestie. All right, guys, if you like this brow, like the video, leave me a comment, but most importantly, don't forget to subscribe. I love you lots, wear your mask, and see you soon. Bye.